Basically, we've been in business since 2014,
Okay.
but I started being a VA since 2008, and I started training people to do the same thing that I was doing. So it sort of snowballed from there. We started our office, and all our agents are office based. We are a team of about 80 VAs right now, and we do different types of tasks for our clients. So mostly it's cold calling, lead generation, social media. We have graphic designers, web developers. We can help out with email marketing campaigns, stuff like that. So yeah, we try to be, to know all of the aspects of, to help out in different aspects of a business.
Okay. And what industries are you focused on?
So mostly real estate,
Okay.
Especially in the US. But for our clients in the UK and Australia, it's mostly with business coaches or actually any type of small business. So usually the setup for that is like one-on-one, like one business owner has one VA.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but we do have an account with a lot of agents, but they are based in Texas, so it's real estate cold calling as well.
Got it. Okay. So that's one of the questions that I had. Obviously, the 408 number, which is great. Do you currently call on behalf of real estate companies here in California currently, or?
Previously we had a California campaign, but now it's I think we still have, I'm not sure, let me check that, but right now they're usually calling from Texas. So what happens is that the dialer that they're using is Ring Central. Was it Ring Central, Jovi? I forgot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's Ring Central. Yeah, and then the Texas number is set up for them, and when they make calls, it appears as if it's coming from a local number, which we can also do with California.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, good. Yeah, I did look at the website, so it looks like you have a variety of different expertise, and very interesting. Not just cold calling, but you have the marketing, digital marketing side. Any type of social media ad experience, Facebook or YouTube at all? Or?
Yeah, we do. We have social media specialists who create like social media. What we do is we create some proposals for our clients, and if they approve, we will implement that social media plan for them. So we create images for them, create the with the client's branding, of course. We create the captions. We schedule the posts. If they want ads, we can do that as well. So, yeah.
Okay. Are we still waiting for Cora? Or?
Oh, yeah, what's happening with Cora?
Still fixing the computer.
Okay. Well, should we, or we'll just hold on until she gets on. So my business here, the Fernandez Group, we've been around since 1998. I primarily focus here. I'm from the Bay Area, Silicon Valley. That's my market, my target market. You have San Jose, which is my hub, my local city. We're 45 minutes south of San Francisco, right? So we're not too far from the San Francisco area, but I primarily focus in Santa Clara County, Alameda County, San Mateo County. That's the three counties that we focus on. There's three distinct divisions which we're growing today. So we've got our mortgage company, right? So I'm licensed on the real estate and on the mortgage side. as a broker here in California. And so we have the ability to do traditional real estate sales as well as mortgage and finance. We also buy properties for our own portfolio, and we redevelop properties, fix them up, and resell them. So we have that arm. So we got an investment arm where we're buying properties directly. We do have a growing traditional sales team. So we have a few agents, and we're continuing to grow that team. And then we also have a mortgage side where we're helping people to primarily focus on lowering their monthly payments on their homes. So refinancing, taking cash out, doing some remodeling, right? Or building an ADU on top of their property for rental income. And so those are three areas that we're primarily focused on today in growing. And so what I was telling Jed is that I'm looking to expand that team that can do a variety of different campaigns throughout the year, right? So one quarter could be specifically focused on refinance, which we're focused on right now. We are gearing up to now go into finding property owners that are looking to sell, right? That'll probably come in January. And then we're starting to develop other campaigns, such as our remodeling campaign. You know, we want to target specific homeowners in specific areas that have enough equity in their property, right, to take cash out and to build and to remodel, right? So do you think your team can adjust according to those campaigns? And, given that I can provide scripts and lists?
Yeah, I think we're well equipped to handle those campaigns, Perry. For Cora and Jovi, their experience is mostly on the investment side, like calling people to ask if they're interested in selling their homes. But if you provide us with a script, they previously have call center experience, so it's easy to train them in different types of campaigns, and especially with their real estate background. I think that as long as we have the script and as long as we know what the main goal of the campaign is, we can definitely handle it.
So primarily right now we are using Mojo. So are you guys familiar with Mojo at all?
Go ahead, Jovi.
So that is my first time hearing that though. However, I heard that one of our TLs here that they are using Mojo, and I think we're willing to learn how to use it.
Okay. Yeah, Mojo is very simple, very easy. I think it provides its own tutorial video center, so it's very easy to get started, get up and running. What I have been doing is, how we've created that Mojo VA relationship is that normally I am developing or creating a company email address for every new VA. So you will have jov@thefernandezgroup.com. And then so what you're doing then is also developing with that unique email is creating a whole entire new Skype, right? You're going to create a Skype account. And then once you've created that, then I can invite you to our Skype management account. Okay, so we have it all centralized, or then I can provide you with a subscription, right, for the Mojo, and then you'll need a dedicated phone number for Mojo, which I provide. So I provide you with the Skype number and then also with the subscription, and then you'll have all that under one umbrella. So you don't have to worry about that. I usually take care of that unless there's other arrangements, but I like to kind of keep it that way, so that if ever that there's a scenario where we just add, it's very easily replicatable and we can scale a lot easier. So I know that Jed was mentioning that you would probably download the soft phone onto the into the desktop or the laptop, and then we can look at it different ways, but this is what I'm doing today. So if you have a better way of doing it, great, fantastic. But I've just found this much easier for me to just kind of navigate who's on the Mojo dialer, who do we need to expand with, and if we have a new VA come on board, then I already know that system and I already know how to get them set up. Cora, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad that you're able to get the camera running, and It's very nice to meet all of you. Yeah, very nice to meet all of you.
Yeah, Cora thought that it was Joey was going first, so that's why she didn't prepare her camera right away.
No worries,
Yeah.
no worries. Yeah, so not a problem. Your voice is a little low, so I don't know if it's if you want to increase your volume.
Can you check your headset settings? Make sure that the USB headset is what you're using as the microphone. Hello, Cora? Can you try again? Oh no, it's lost completely.
That's okay, but you can still hear us, right? You can still hear us? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
She'll just fix her settings. I'll just guide her.
Not
Very
a
no
problem.
worries.
Not a problem. Okay, so, and again, our campaigns will vary probably by quarter, but they're all real estate related. So I'm not going to go too far off. And I want to challenge you guys a little bit. I'll probably there's going to be direct consumer campaigns that obviously you're familiar with, going directly to homeowners and so forth. But there are some campaigns that I'm thinking of in terms of building out referral networks. So you still be contacting professionals, right? Say for instance accountants or other real estate brokerages or specific investors or developers out there that I want to be in contact with. So do you have any experience dealing with other businesses at all, or is it strictly business to consumer campaigns that you've been working on?
We do business to business calls as well. We have a campaign in the UK wherein we speak with business owners, trying to convince them to sign up for one of our clients' offerings. So we do that as well.
Right. So to kind of give you an idea, a part of our business, because we are direct investors, come from other agents. Right. So we tell them, hey, listen, if you've got any projects that are off market, give us a call. We'd be more than happy to take over and acquire those type of projects. So reaching out to other real estate agents, reaching out to contractors, also other brokerages that don't have an in-house mortgage company, right? We're always working with agents and saying, hey, listen, if you don't have a mortgage partner, give us a chance, give us an opportunity. We'll make sure to take care of your customers. Right? So it's building up those referral relationships. We can easily do that with financial planners and accountants and so forth. So anything finance related, I'd like to call upon as well to build up a referral network for our company in different areas and in different regions. So that's a B2B campaign example, right? Other than that, going direct, it will be primarily reaching out to homeowners who are looking to refinance their current home loan, lowering the monthly payments, lowering their rate, helping them to take cash out for home improvements, or who are looking to sell, right? And as an investor, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with, we want to acquire your property, give you a cash offer. So as a brokerage and an investor, we can do both, right? If they don't want to list, or if they're just looking for a cash offer, they have a situation that demands them to receive something quickly, we can accommodate that. On the other side, if they have more time and they're just looking to get top dollar for their property, we are a traditional brokerage and can go through the traditional listing route as well, right? So that gives us that advantage of being both investors and also licensed to be a broker on the transaction as well. So I think that helps us to be different in the marketplace. We can give them a cash offer and or help them to list for top dollar. Okay? And then the third component, which is the finance company. And that's pretty much covers everything. So other than B2B relationships and making sure that we're having referral relationship calls, everything else will be primarily direct, right? Primarily direct. I usually go and source my own leads, right? So I go through and acquire the phone numbers primarily. I have them scrubbed through our compliance software, right? So we subscribe to a contact compliance center software, which allows me to scrub against all of the area codes that I have subscription to, right? And so when I upload a list to Mojo, the auto dialer, they should already primarily be scrubbed. Now there's going to be others that are just not aware, and they're just say, hey, put me on your do not call list. And in Mojo, obviously you can disposition it that way, just put on the do not call list, right? But I try to make sure that any list that we upload, if we're going direct as a consumer, that they're already scrubbed. And then within Mojo, I am allocating specific lists to each agent, right? Because there's certain areas that I just want to have an agent call. So I'm usually I'm managing that myself. Okay, so I kind of want to make sure that, and I know that Jeb was mentioning that, he may want, or you may want to have access to the Mojo dialer so that we can keep track of specific KPIs, right? Because the way that we've developed our compensation program is that I reward individual agents who are meeting a specific dial time. So if we have an agreement saying per rep is going to be 10 hours per week, and it's less than maybe 5 hours of dial time, we may, want to reconvene and say, hey, what's going on here? But if they are reaching 80% or 90% and above, then there's going to be a reward and an incentive to do so, right? And either a bonus fee or additional per hour per rate. So depending on how you're structured from how you compensate your agents, I guess you and I will kind of coordinate that in terms of any bonuses that are earned, and maybe we'll set it up so that it goes straight to the company and you can allocate accordingly to your reps, right? The way that I'm doing it today is that I have direct contracts with the agent through Upwork. So there's no outside contract that I'm paying. I prefer to have the contracts within Upwork because that allows me to keep track just from a finance perspective. But if you want to add to that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think we can, whatever you're comfortable with, Perry, we can definitely do that. And with regards to the bonuses, I think that would be a really good incentive for them. And we do it just as what you said earlier with our other clients. If they give bonuses to the agents, they send it to us and we give it to them without any, percentages going to the company. It's really their incentive for doing a good job. Yeah.
So normally what I'm doing with all of our new, we call them business development reps. So there's different titles: inside sales, business development reps. I like the business development rep role. I think it kind of gives you a little bit more ownership in terms of what you're doing, and it expands the role a little bit because I do want you to think of the goal is to develop business, right? The goal is to treat this as something that is truly important. The business development role is very important to any business, right? So the business development role that I see, and I actually, when I first started in 1998, I built my company on cold call. Right? So I know what it takes. I know how many calls it takes, right? The scripts that are involved, the rebuttals. So I'm not coming from an era where I have not made calls. I still make 100 calls to today. Right? They're just different types of calls. But I have always built my business off of a certain amount of calls, right? Because it's just so easy and it's just so quick, and you learn a lot about your market by just talking to people, right? But I'm no stranger. I never used a dialer. So you guys actually have the benefit of the automation of technology today, right? So when I started, it's just manually dialing, right? You actually had to press, numbers on a phone. So just imagine doing that a couple thousand times. But no, I totally understand the role, right? And that's why I feel totally comfortable, like working and hoping that each and every rep that comes and joins us gets better at it, because you can leverage these skills no matter what you do in life, right? And it is truly an important skill set that I believe that can carry you no matter what you do from a career perspective. So no, I'm totally a big believer in cold calls or in business development, and I'm totally a big believer in expanding this team to help our organization grow as well. So this is just the beginning. Abba, I have a few others from that I've been working on, and it's going quite successfully. So that's why I feel comfortable saying, okay, well let's see if we can expand, and let's see, let me work on different relationships that can provide additional value. Right? It looks like your group, not just with cold calling, but with additional services, are looking that there's a good fit in terms of what we're looking to accomplish here, with my growing team from a field sales perspective. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But again, the campaigns, I normally keep an eye out on a weekly basis. I want to make sure that every rep is, and I'll give you an example. So a normal agreement would be about 10 hours per week per rep to start, right? But there's expectations, and I kind of like to get this out of the way so that you guys can think about whether or not this is something you guys want to move forward with. For 10 hours a week, this is what I'm expecting. So the dialer is capable of doing anywhere from 80 to 85 calls per hour, right? But I know that if you're having conversations or dropping voice messages that I've already pre-recorded and reaching out consistently, you should be achieving at least 60 to 65 an hour, right? So out of 10 hours, my goal is for each and every rep to do at least minimum 600 calls per week, right? So do you think, Abba, based off of 10 hours on the use of a dialer, and this is not a triple dialer, guys. This is a single dialer or a click-to-call system. So you're not having like multiple lines called. This is just one power dialer. It's reaching out individually. I like to keep it that way because it's in a little bit more compliance with what I'm trying to accomplish, and I don't like the delay. Right. So when you have a triple dialer, somebody else says hello, and then there's a pause, and then it connects you. I don't like that. I don't want to give that image like we are totally telemarketing. I want to make it feel like as if it's a one-to-one call as best as possible. So that's why I opt for either the single dialer or the click-to-call options. Right? So given that, so out of 600 calls per week, is it feasible to generate at least 2 to 3 appointments? Right? What do you think, Abba?
I think definitely it would be feasible. For Jovi and Fora, their quota previously was 4.
Maybe
leads.
I should increase that then.
But it was full-time work though.
I see.
Yeah. But they know how to, they work really hard to reach their quotas. And as long as we're provided with good leads and a good script, which I'm sure you will provide us with,
Sure.
Then definitely I'm very confident that we can really reach the quota that you're setting for them.
Awesome. Okay. So 600 calls per week, 2 to 3, solid appointments per week. And then after every week, I'm looking at those metrics, right? What's the dial time like? What's the contact rate? And then we need to make adjustments. Maybe we need to improve this here, or maybe we need to improve this there. But after 3 months, I can pretty much get a better idea as far as the productivity. So we are looking at rates of increase, or I don't know if you want to call it promotional, but I want to give opportunities where, hey, we're starting off at 10 hours, but if you have the flexibility and you want to take on more hours and you've met the benchmarks, right? You've been productive and you're happy with the work that you're doing, that we take a look, hey, why don't we increase the amount of hours maybe if you have the schedule? And then obviously along with that is increases in the bonuses. Maybe you're getting a bonus per closed deal. Maybe you're getting additional bonuses per dial time, right? So there's 2 bonuses that we already have in place, and that's only going to expand. So that is dial time, and then also close per file. Right? So again, the more appointments that you allow us to convert into real opportunities, right? So because refinances, we are closing within 30 to 45 days. Right, so if you, and I'll give you an example. In here in San Jose, our average deal size is $1 million. Okay, so in San Jose, and this is the low end of a real estate deal, right? So that's $1 million. Normally, you're looking at anywhere between 1% to 2%, right, on a given transaction. Right? So you can imagine if you have 4 or 5 transactions going, right, and you're closing 2 or 3, that could be a couple $100 extra, right, for you guys on bonuses, right? And obviously, the more appointments that you're setting up, the more we can compensate. And again, it's flexible. As nothing is set in stone. I want to make sure that we build an equity relationship with all of our VAs, about all of our agencies, all of our partners. To me, because we've been primarily doing it in-house for say the past few years or so, but I've always wanted to expand and just kind of leverage as much as I can. And my dad taught me that, hey, you know what, it's good to give back, it's good to be involved. And I've never been to the Philippines, but I have family there that I've never met, right?
Oh.
So yeah, I've never met that side of my family. My parents were born and raised in Hawaii, but my dad's Filipino and my mom is Hawaiian Chinese, but there's a whole entire family that I've never met in the Philippines. So maybe one day, one day when it's safe to travel, one day. So yeah, I think it's like a 14-hour trip or something. How far is that?
I think that's but that's, you will land in Manila, and then there's another, for us here, we're in the province, so it's another 1-hour plane ride going to our province. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so that would be a total field trip for me. But no, I want to make sure that I'm connected to my roots and giving back as much as I can and giving opportunities where there's a win-win. So that's why I'm like, let me explore this. So, with the VAs, I've only been working with VAs for the past year or so, but it's been going great. I'm just learning myself and just trying to how can we get it better? How can we work with more VAs in a profitable way? So I'm looking forward to it, right? And I'm looking forward to expanding it and making sure that I'm providing enough opportunity for you guys as well. But again, we are real estate focused, right? Just to kind of get back, we are real estate focused, and we are looking to grow. So I'm definitely going to look at what's the production look like over the next few weeks, over the next few months, and how do we grow that, right? How do we grow that? And so I may come to you, Abba, and say, hey, listen, I'm looking to expand. What can we do? Right? Do we need more hours? Do we need more VAs? Now, from a management perspective, am I managing each and individual agent directly, or do you have a preferred way that we kind of supervise this whole team?
We actually assign them to team leaders.
Okay.
So the team leaders monitor their reports, their daily reports. They usually send a start of day report and an end of day report to let us know and as well what has been done throughout the day. And the team leader monitors their work to make sure that they are doing their tasks on time and that they are meeting their quotas. And we also would appreciate if you can give us access to the dialer if the calls are being recorded, so that our QA specialist can also listen in and see what areas of improvement we need to work on. So, but with regards to communicating, you can communicate directly with Jovi and Cora. But in case there is any problem, I will be assigning a team leader and I will give her contact details to you as well. And perhaps we can also create like a group chat on WhatsApp, so you can easily just message us anytime you have any concerns or whatnot.
Well, that brings up a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So we use Slack here, somewhat to share you familiar. So all of our BDRs are centralized on Slack. And so there I can communicate directly to each rep, but at the same time, there's a group area where I'm inputting and just kind of sharing, what's the campaigns that we're working on, the scripts and the collateral and what to look at. So I don't have to do it individually. We just have it centralized and everybody's on the same page in terms of what I'm thinking about. So, that's something that we can tap into if you want. I mean, I can invite everybody to the Slack, and whoever needs to have access will have access to that. So
definitely, yeah. We also use Slack internally for the company.
Good.
Yeah, so Slack would be very good.
Got it. Okay. And just to kind of give you an example of what a refinance script looks like. So it kind of goes like this. So my name is Perry Fernandez. I represent a company right here in San Jose called the Fernandez Group. We are a full-service investment, real estate, and finance company. I understand that you are the owner of 1234 address. Is that correct? Fantastic. Well, what I wanted to do was offer you a free mortgage analysis to see if we can help you lower your monthly payments, lower your rate, help you to take cash out for home improvements. And what I wanted to do, if you have 20 minutes this week, set you up with one of our senior advisors, who'll go over all the details and kind of share with you what we can do to help you. I've got my calendar up, right? As mornings or afternoons work better for you. Right? So something like that, right? In all of the scripts, I am using the assumptive close. So we just kind of go right into it. And I have my Calendly, right? So once you have that script, I do use Calendly so that you know what's available. Also, I wanted to confirm. So again, we're in Pacific time. So I don't know how early you guys call, but here I'm giving that flexibility anywhere between 11 a.m. to up to 7:30 p.m. Right? So, and I believe, 3 p.m. my time is like 6 a.m. your time. So do you think that will be an issue at all, or?
No. Both Jovi and Cora are working on the night shift. So yeah, they're working during. Actually, they're working Eastern time, but we can just set up a specific time for them to call that matches with Pacific time. That can, whatever time is you think that we can reach more people.
Yeah, that's usually going to be probably between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. That's probably
okay.
But given that you have a certain amount of hours per week, the earliest I would probably say is 11 a.m. Pacific time. No sense calling before then. And then here, there's a cutoff at 8. So you don't want to call past 8 out here, over compliance, right? So, and then Saturdays, right? I'm open to people because when I called, I would reach a lot of people also on Saturdays. Right? So Saturdays from, I would say again, maybe no later than maybe 2 or 4. So 11 to 4 would be that window on Saturday, right, for contacting most people. After 4, people are like, I wouldn't go out. They're not probably, or they're still, watching college football or something like that. So just keep that in mind. And then usually for my appointments, I usually like them between 2 p.m. and then also 2 p.m. all the way up to 7. I kind of keep 5 hours just for appointments that RVAs are normally generating.
Yeah, good to know. And they're already familiar with using Calendly as well, because that's what they use when they set up calls for me to speak with clients.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So
the only other learning would probably be Mojo, right? So that was the only. Okay. Yeah, and it's very easy, and plus they have a tremendous amount of videos. And then I also recorded just a pre-walkthrough with another rep that just joined. I just recorded that, and then you guys can have access to that video as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it would be easy for them to learn Mojo.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Any questions, guys? Any Joe or Cora? Any questions for me? You guys are all set?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're ready to get started.
Getting ready to get started. Okay. So I guess let's see what the next steps are. Again, I think Jed had mentioned that creating separate profiles for Upwork, and I can send contracts out. I think that's the way that I prefer to do business. So once you have that set up, just let me know, and then we can kind of send you some contracts or proposals.
Sure. What about so any hours between 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. will do, Perry, or do you need them to work like specific times for both of them, or how do you want it to work?
The best times to reach people, in my opinion, is 3 to 7, right? However, depending on your flexibility, leverage any time between 11 and 7, right? Because out of that 10 hours, whatever your day looks like, maybe it's 2 hours on Tuesday, maybe it's 4 hours on Thursday. I'd like for you to take control of your schedule, but just know that, hey, listen, if I'm going to work on Perry's campaign, let me see if I have the best hours between 3 to 7 available.
Okay. And as long as it's only 10 hours a week, right?
Start.
As long as they don't exceed those hours.
That's correct. To start.
Okay.
And then again, we'll look at it, after 3 or 6 months, and if there's room for increase, and we both agree that that's the best, possible way to do business and increase our business, great. We can always evaluate that. And that's what I'm normally doing. There's no rigid time. I want to say, if we're productive and we're showing great traction and improvement, absolutely. We'll increase hours and look at how we can make improvements to whatever we're doing. So I want to make sure that this is, both in alignment with what both parties want to do.
Yeah, definitely. Everything sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, so let me know when the profiles are up, and then if you guys have any other questions, and then I have your phone number and contact information. Feel free to reach out if you have any other questions, but I'll just be waiting on my end.
Okay, sure. I will let you know right away once everything's set up.
Perfect. Thank you guys for your time, and looking forward to what we can do together, okay?
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for your
much,
time as
Perry.
well, Perry.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.